everyone, welcome back to Wizarding Alice. My name is Alice. This channel covers all things Harry Potter, Wizarding World and travel and some little bits of Scotland things in there as well. Welcome if you're new, please feel free to subscribe. Okay, now that's out of the way, I have something so exciting coming today. This has been the video I have been most excited to put up on my channel so far. I honestly can't wait. So today I am traveling down to Leavesden Studios, so that's the Warner Brothers studio tour just outside of London, and not only am I going to have a super fun time exploring the studio tour, which I always love to do, I'm also getting the opportunity to watch Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in the Great Hall after hours when it's all decorated for Christmas. I have never been more excited about anything in my entire life. If you don't know, it's just a special event they're putting on with a limited number of tickets, and I managed to get one, and I can't wait. So of course I'm taking you along for the ride. I'm going to show you every aspect of it. I'm obviously not going to be able to show you the whole film, but I'm going to show you the entire journey of my trip. So I appreciate some of you might just want to see the film bit, in which case you can go here. I don't know, I've never done that before. It might not go here, it might end up going in the description box. Otherwise you can watch my whole vlog of my whole experience. I'm hopefully gonna take a quick little trip to St Albans as well, which is nearby, which is one of my favourite towns, so it's gonna be a really fun time. So I am going to be driving down from Edinburgh to Watford, which is the town that the studio tours are located in / next to, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I have driven this kind of drive loads of times. It takes about 6.5 hours. I'm super used to it. I have loads of family that lives down south in England, so we do this drive all the time. That being said, I've never driven it by myself before, so I'm a little nervous. The furthest I've driven by myself is 2 hours away to Newcastle, so I'm pretty nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried I'm gonna end up going the wrong way, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably not gonna film any of the journey, but what I'll do is I'll just pick back up when I get to the hotel, and that'll be when the journey really starts in terms of this vlog. So just know that I'm pretty much gonna be radio silent for the next 7 hours or so wish me luck getting there. If there is a next part of this video, then that means I got there successfully. So I'm going to give you a little car tour of how I've set everything up. So this is the front, obviously. I've got my bag down here with my purse and anything I might need. My directions, I was going to stick them here, but it's like non-stick material, so I'm just going to have it next to me. I am going to use Google Maps for directions, but I just like to have them written just in case I go to a place where there's no internet, or, you know, my phone dies or something like that. So then I've got my snacks. This is pretty much going to be my lunch going down, because I don't really want to stop. I kind of just want to go the whole way, so I've just got things that are easy to grab while you're driving. So I've just got grapes and Haribo. What's your favorite Haribo? I think mine are the rings. And then a bottle of water as well, and then this is what I'm gonna just link my phone up to so that the directions come up there. Probably gonna listen to a couple of my podcasts that I've saved. And then in the back I've got my actual bag and my coat, and then I've got my laptop and my Oodie, because of course you have to bring your Oodie. I feel like my Oodie is like another character on this channel at this point.
6.5 hours later.
I have arrived. I am at the hotel. I'm super excited. I am staring at a TGI Fridays right now. Great view. I'm sure I'm gonna get a good view of the bins. That's like a running joke in my family, that you always get a view of the bins in hotels. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that drive was tough. It was super busy the whole way down. I think that's just the curse of a Friday. So it did last 6.5 hours, but it really felt like, honestly, if you told me it was 12 hours, I would be like, yeah, it sounds about right. And loads of stop-start traffic, and it was kind of stressful. So my hands are kind of shaking a little bit just because I've been driving for so long. I stopped once about an hour and a half in to get petrol, and then just went the whole way. So just like, I just need to be like still. So I'm gonna check in, and then I'll give you a tour of the room. So this is the long corridor of doom. It has got lights, I just haven't turned them on because they're like super bright, but that is the front. It has little peepholes. There's nothing scarier in, where's the camera? There's nothing scarier in the world to me than a peephole, so I will be keeping them firmly closed, please and thank you. So yeah, long corridor, some coat hooks. Then we have this little getting ready station, which is actually super nice, I think. Yeah. It lights up as well. Hey. So that's really cool. So I'm definitely going to use that to get ready. I'll just take the chair over there and put it here. And then that is the wardrobe. So wardrobe and drawer space isn't huge, but obviously it doesn't matter for me. I'm only here for 2 days or 2 nights. Big mirror. Hello. Yes, it is I. Desk. The desk is huge. It's even got a little like bottle opener thing. A couple of menus. So what have they got? I'm not going to be using it, but what have they got? Bolognese, chili, there's like 4 different types of chili. Curry and pizza. Cool. And then what about this? Like, I'm going to be having breakfast here. So you can do unlimited continental or unlimited cooked breakfast. I pre-booked mine. I have no idea which one I did. So we will see. Normally you can just show up for breakfast if you've booked it. This time I had to pre-book it, so I booked it for 7:30. There was a lot of pressure. I had to just choose in the moment, and I chose 7:30, so we'll see how I feel about that. Probably just wake up at 7, get ready, go on breakfast, and come back and properly get ready. Big TV, actually, like huge TV. Tea and coffee making facilities, that's fun. I don't drink them, but it's good to have them, I guess. Bin, chair, so much floor space, by the way. A picture of a city, probably London, since we're sort of technically in London. And then the bed, I love that purple light. That is so cool. The bed is really low down just because it's an accessible room. Doesn't bother me, but it might confuse me a little bit in the night when I wake up. And then the view is at the bins. There's like a double window, I think just for safety since we're on the bottom floor. It's that, which isn't too bad really. It's just like general foliage, so I'll take that. I'll take it as a win. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of unpack my stuff a little bit, get myself sorted, decompress. I think I'm actually going to have a shower. It is only about 3 o'clock, but I'm going to stop covering my face. It is only about 3 o'clock, but honestly I just need to wash that drive off me. So I'm gonna have a shower, get my pajamas, and just sort of chill for a little while. I actually have an online appointment between 4:45 and 5:45 that I have to do. It's been moved multiple times, and then they suggested this time, and I didn't have the heart to say we're gonna have to move it again because I'm here, so I'm just gonna do it here. Oh, that's why I brought my laptop. So do that, and then I think I'm just gonna order a Domino's delivered here. I'm just gonna sit on the bed and watch TV and just eat a bunch of pizza, and honestly I couldn't be more excited for it. It's probably the part of this trip I'm most excited about. So yeah, I'll check in with you at some point soon, but that's what I'm gonna do. I just realized I don't think I showed you the bathroom, and of course you'll all be like, Alice, we need to see the bathroom. So here you go. I have kind of unpacked my stuff, so it's maybe not looking like it did when we first came in, but it's huge. Huge sink area, toilet of course, and a massive bath shower. I'll just be using the shower, but it's pretty cool.
Counters up for grabs in the bonus box. I'm going to ask you all one more question. If you bustling give me the correct answer, you put all 3 counters into the machine.
Guys, can we talk about this? I'm in my hoodie, I am showered, my hair's all dry, and I have my Domino's. Now, don't judge me. I got a lot. I know it's a lot. I'm gonna eat it all. It's literally the only thing I've eaten today apart from a handful of grapes and a handful of Haribo. So you can kind of see it behind me. I'm very excited. I've gone for my usual pizza, which is margherita, chicken, tomato, extra sauce. Big dip, of course. And then I've gone for chicken strippers, which are my favorite thing from Domino's. If I could only get one thing, it would be them. The chicken kickers and potato wedges with 2 honey mustard dip because it's the best dip, and of course the big dip, and then a drink as well. And I'm gonna sit in bed. I don't know what I'm gonna watch yet, but I'm gonna sit in bed and just devour this. I'm so excited. Guys, I ate too much food. This is all you're getting to see of me. I don't even know if you can hear me, but I'm in a coma in my bed. Don't get me wrong, it was delicious, but I am pieced out now. I did not eat all of it. I'm sure I'll end up snacking on it at midnight and regretting all my life choices. I'm having a good time though. This bed is so comfy. Premier Inn are known for their comfy beds. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use any of this footage, but I'm not showing the rest of my face out of shame. Yeah, Premier Inn are known for their super comfy beds, and honestly it's so comfy. There's this purple light that's making it so cozy. I'm watching Children in Need, and then I'll probably watch Gogglebox at 9. I couldn't be happier, honestly. I am so excited for tomorrow. Like the fact that I've got to come here, stay in a nice hotel room,
eat lots of good food, and then I'm doing something so exciting tomorrow. It's just amazing. I can't wait. I'm sure I'll explain a little bit more about the whole process of how tomorrow is going to work in the morning. So I think I'm gonna sign off for the night here, and I will check in with you in the morning, aka in 2 seconds. Bye.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. I am so excited to get to go to the studio tour. Yes, I'm literally still in my bed, just woken up. That's a bit of a lie. I did go brush my teeth, but just woken up. Got back into bed because I woke up a bit early. It was funny. I fell asleep what I would guess about 10:30, and I was exhausted, and I woke up around 2:30. And I literally felt like I could have started the day. Like, I was so well rested. I don't know if it was the bed, or I don't know if it was just me being excited and my body being like, let's go. I did manage to fall asleep again, and I woke up about 6:30, which is like my normal wake up time, so that makes sense. So just having a little bit of a lie-in, since my breakfast is 7:30. If you remember yesterday, I had to book it and I panicked and said 7:30. So just gonna sit and chillax and talk to you guys for a little bit and kind of explain how this day is going to work. So essentially, when I booked the ticket to go and watch the film, you also get your Warner Brothers studio tour ticket included, so it's all like one package. It cost, I think it was £99 for one adult, so it is quite expensive, but when you actually look at the cost of a studio ticket on its own, I think it's actually an okay deal. Essentially, if you were going to go anyway, like, it's not a bad deal. So when you book a normal ticket, you have to pick what time you're going to arrive at. If you've never been and you're watching this video because you want to see what it's like, I would definitely recommend, if you can, going for the very earliest time slot, because you've got no one else in front of you. So if you're taking pictures or experiencing things, you really are experiencing it properly without a bunch of people milling about. Just a top tip that's come into my head. But with this ticket, our time is 2:30. I got in touch with them a couple of times just to ask if I could arrive a little bit later, because that gives me about 5 hours to explore the studio tour, and since I'm on my own and I've done it so many times, I would really struggle to spend 5 hours there. If this was your first time, I don't think you would, but just because I've seen everything before, I really don't think I'd spend that long looking at each thing. So they said I could arrive a bit later, and then they ended up changing like the website and said anyone could come between 2:30 and 4. You don't normally get such a long window to arrive, but for the event you can arrive between those times. So I think I'm going to get there about 3-ish. In my ticket, I get obviously entry to the studio tour and entry to watch the film. I also get apparently a commemorative ticket, which is really cool, that, you know, like a nice pretty one that you can kind of keep. And I also get a free food and drink as I go through, so like a full meal. Like, I could get my lunch or my dinner there, so I'm gonna get my dinner, and that is for free. And then there's also snacks you can get when you watch the film, but you have to pay for them. So I'm really, really excited to see what those snacks entail. I imagine there's going to be lots of chocolate frogs and things like that. So that's going to be really cool. I'm also going in November, so it's going to be decorated for Christmas, which I'm so excited about. I have never been when it's been decorated for Christmas. I think have I been for Halloween? Gosh, I don't remember now. I don't remember. That's so strange. You think I would. I've been during the Slytherin takeover. I think that's what's confusing me. So there was all these Slytherin banners over the Great Hall, and they had the Slytherin common room set. I'm hoping they keep that, because that was really cool. And I've been during normal times where they don't really have anything extra. So I'm really excited to see it in Christmas, because it looks amazing. Every year I've wanted to do this, so I'm very excited. So since I'm not going to be arriving there till about 3, I wanted to do something in the morning, otherwise I think I'd go crazy. I know some people could spend like all day just chilling in a hotel room. My mum's like that. She'd be quite happy just chilling in a hotel room, but I need to go out and do something. So since I'm not really going to be getting there until about 3 o'clock, and it is only about 7 o'clock in the morning just now, I really need to do something during the morning. So what I'm going to try and do, once I've had breakfast, got ready, I'll maybe sit here just for a little bit since it is so early. I'm going to go to the town of St Albans, which is about 10 minutes away. We once stayed in a hotel in St Albans when we were coming to the studio tour, and I just fell in love with the town. It's honestly one of the most beautiful towns I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to try and get a parking space. It will be a Saturday morning, and obviously I don't know the town that well, so I don't know like the hidden secret parking spots that we'll probably find. So we'll see. I'll go, but I'm not going to spend too long trying to fight for a parking space. But if I get one, then I'm going to go for a walk around, I never know how to pronounce it, Verulamium. park because that's really beautiful. I'm going to go and look at the cathedral, just generally go for a walk around. And of course, I'll take you with me. So one of the next clips, I'll probably film breakfast, but one of the next clips you'll see will either be me in St Albans or me here telling you I didn't get to go. I've just arrived at St Albans Verulammium Park, which is like their main park, and look, there's like a fun run going on. There's so many people, like you can see them all the way back there. That's so cool. That's one of the things I love about St Albans, and why if I was going to live anywhere in England I'd want to live here. It's because there's always something cool going on. I've been here twice. This time there's a fun run, and the time before they were doing like a film in the park. It was so cool. Honestly, I love St Albans. As I said, I have only been here twice, but it's so pretty. The houses are so big. There's always something going on. It's a Roman city. They call it a city, honestly. To me, it's more like a big town, but it's got all this Roman stuff, which is why it's got names like Verulammium and stuff. It's from all the old Roman things that used to be here. It's got a cathedral, which I'm definitely going to go and see. And it's just got a really nice vibe to it, honestly. It always seems very relaxed. It is such a nice day today. You can probably hear the leaves crunching. It's honestly just so idyllic. I feel so calm. This is lovely. Ignored the fun run shouting too. Because I'm so far south in England, they get a lot milder weather than in Scotland, so it's like a really lovely day, hardly any wind, obviously not raining, and it hasn't rained because I can walk on the grass in autumn. Where I'm from, you cannot do that because it turns into a squelchy quagmire because it rains so much and we have so much mud. So yeah, it's very nice. I like Scottish weather, don't get me wrong, I actually really like it, but it is nice when you come down here and you don't feel like your nose is about to fall off from how cold it is. It's just like pleasantly cold. I love it. Look how pretty. I am having a wonderful peaceful walk. I'm listening to the Harry Potter score in preparation for later, but I have to admit that moment right there was pretty scary. If you don't know, my number one fear is tight spiral staircases. My second fear is swans, and I thought they were going to come out and get me. I once had a swan come out to me and bite my laptop. Never again. You win this round. This is my favourite part about St Albans. I am not religious at all, quite the opposite, but there's something about a cathedral that I just love, and this one's pretty amazing. I think the best one I've ever seen is York Minster. Notre Dame's pretty cool, but I don't really remember seeing that too much. But this one, in terms of just one sitting in towns, it's pretty cool. We have reached the Tudor Buildings. Another fun fact about me, Tudor history is kind of like my jam. I used to know everything there was to know about Tudor life. Not so much anymore, just because it's the kind of information you forget if you don't keep relearning it. but anywhere where there's a Tudor building, I'm in. I am back in the car. Ignore the fact that I look very windswept and my glasses have kind of fogged up a little bit. I had such a nice time in St Albans. Honestly, it's like my favourite town I've ever visited. Like, I'm just obsessed with it. If it weren't, number one, so far away from my family, and two, in England, I would 100% move here. Oh my gosh, there's people getting into the car next to me. This is really awkward. I'm just gonna ignore them. I'm still getting used to this whole public vlogging thing. And I don't mean any disrespect to England at all. Obviously, a lot of my family, the majority of one half of my family live around here. I just don't necessarily align with the political direction that England is moving in, is all. If it weren't for that, I'd love to live here. But anyway, I had a great time. So just went and looked around some shops and just kind of had a walk around. Tell you what I got, nothing interesting, because I want to save all my money for the Warner Brothers shop, so didn't buy very much. But I did get 2 books just because I'm gonna now spend a fair bit of time in the hotel room because I've got a bit of time before I need to leave again. So I just got a puzzle book and a Sudoku book, or Sudoku. I say Sudoku, but I think it's Sudoku. I am obsessed with these and I'm not ashamed to say it. I think they're so much fun, so picked up a couple of them. And then for my lunch, I was thinking I'll just have some leftover Dominoes, and I also got some carrot sticks and some apple sticks, a smoothie, and some crisps. So that should see me through until I get my free dinner. I should point out, because I know that Warner Brothers also do these like fancy like Christmas dinners and dinner events and things like that. I'm not getting like a set dinner. Just as part of the ticket cost, I get to get something free from one of their food locations, so I can just probably go for fish and chips or something like that, and I get that for free. So just to clarify. But yeah, when I get back, it should be about 11. What time is it now? I'm turning the car on. What time is it? It's 10:47, so yeah, I'll get back to the hotel about 11, get myself settled down, probably like re-straighten my hair and put on different clothes for when I go to the studio tour. Or honestly, I might just get back into my pajamas. I am so tired, you guys, honestly. I woke up feeling completely fine, all good to go, and then for some reason just walking around here has made me feel exhausted to the point where I'm a little worried I might fall asleep while the film is on. So I might also try and get in a good like half hour, 45-minute nap as well before we go. So we'll see how things go, but that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. Go back, relax for a little bit, have a nap, have some lunch, and get ready, because I'm going to put on like my Slytherin jumper, and I'll probably re-straighten my hair to go to the studio tour, and I'm going to leave for that at about 10 to 3. Okay, it has been a couple of hours now. I had a nap. I didn't fall asleep, but I did have a lie down, which was nice. I feel a bit better now. I had my lunch. What else did I do? I did some of my puzzles, just sat on my phone. It actually felt like quite a long time, which is nice. I didn't want to feel too rushed, and I certainly didn't. I feel very zen. I'm gonna have to wake myself up a little bit again now to go to the studio tour, but that's where I'm heading now. I am so excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. The studio tour is literally, it's my second favorite place on earth. I was gonna say it's my favorite, but my favorite's Disney World and Universal Studios, so it's my second favorite. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm a little nervous just in terms of the driving, because I've not driven this route before, but it's only like 3 minutes away, so all going to plan, it should be fine. If I go the wrong way, it might take half an hour, but it should only take a couple of minutes. And I'm also a little bit nervous because I've never gone this late in the day before. We normally try and go first thing in the morning, as I mentioned before. I think it's the best time to go, but going mid-afternoon on a Saturday is making me a little bit nervous because I don't do well with crowds. It's like my one thing I can't really deal with. But you know what? I'm just going to really take my time with it. I'll queue for things. I'm happy to just go into a zen place and just be in my favorite place. I'm honestly so excited. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film my time at the studio tour, but I'm actually going to do that as some other videos that are coming up soon that I'm very excited about. So I'll put in little clips, which is what you'll see next, but then I'll properly sort of catch up with you once I've done that and when the event portion starts. So let's do that. Halfway through the tour, I claimed my free Butterbeer. You can see it right here. I hadn't had Butterbeer in years. I'd completely forgotten what it tasted like. So you can see me doing a review here, having a taste. Not sure. Having another one. What will I think? Getting rid of the moustache. It's fine. Then at the end of the tour, I claimed my free dinner. I got fish and chips with a side of curry sauce and a drink as well. Bear in mind this was completely free, well included with the cost of the ticket. And it was fantastic. I had a great time.
Thank you. Oh, yes. There are plenty of seats for everyone. Yeah, up to the very, very top for us. Fantastic. Wonderful, that's it. Keep making your way to the very I promise you're not doing it with me. You just want to make sure that everyone gets seated. We don't have to climb over anyone to get to the other side. It'll be wonderful.
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain? You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what? Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
I am now back in my hotel room. Ignore the look. I just had a shower as soon as I got in because it finished at like 11, so got back about 10 past, had a shower, and now I'm sitting in bed trying to warm myself up because it turns out it gets very cold at night. So yeah, just relaxing, and this is pretty much going to be the end of the vlog. But obviously I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what actually happened, because I'm sure I'll do some commentary over some bits, but I basically stopped like speaking to the camera. So obviously I went and did the studio tour. Absolutely loved it, thought it was amazing. As I said, I'm kind of filming for a different video, so I'm just showing like clips here and there. And then after that I finished. So by the time I actually like got into the tour, because obviously you gotta go through security and there's a queue and everything, it was about 3:30, and then I finished the tour at 5:30. Halfway there I got Butterbeer. So Butterbeer was part of the ticket as well. I forgot to mention you get one free Butterbeer. So in total it was the Butterbeer, the photo, which I didn't end up doing, a free meal basically, and a drink. I'm not quite sure how the free meal kind of works. I asked for a side of curry sauce with my fish and chips, which is what I got, and they just gave it to me for free. So I don't know if you can ask for like extra sides and things, I'm not sure, but just so you know, you can get a side for free, I guess. So it wasn't until 7:30 that you were supposed to kind of congregate back in the main lobby. So I literally sat for 2 hours, which actually turned out not being too bad, because by the time I'd actually eaten at the end, because you could eat halfway, but I chose to eat the end, got Butterbeer halfway, then food at the very end. So I ate, and then I kind of did some social media stuff, like edited my pictures and uploaded them to my Twitter and Instagram, links below. And I gave my mum a call and just sat and talked to her for a little while, and then just sort of people watched a little bit. It was quite interesting, and just watched, put some headphones in and watched some TikToks and caught up on a little bit of YouTube and stuff, and before I knew it, it was 5:30, so that was great. Then we queued, ended up queuing for about 45 minutes before, well, we were let into a different room after about half an hour of queuing, and then there was another 15-minute wait. And then we went into this room with stalls where you could get free sweets. Didn't know that that was part of it, so there you go. You could get a free something. If you've been to any kind of Harry Potter shop, you'll know the kind of sweets. A chocolate frog, very frustrating because I'd bought one. There's the, you know, the toffees and all the typical sweets. I'm kind of drawing a blank here. Bertie Bott's beans, all that kind of thing. I didn't end up taking one for 3 reasons. One, I'd bought a chocolate frog, so I just thought, right, well, I'll eat that if I want to eat something. Number 2, I was very full, so I knew I wasn't going to eat anything anyway. And number 3, bless her, there was a girl in the room who did end up throwing up while we were waiting. I think she was okay. The guy working there was like, please, this is not the first throw up we've had today. It's like, oh gosh, I bet that does happen a lot. But that obviously, it was quite near me, so that obviously he put me off a little bit too. So bypass that. And then you go into another waiting room right before you get to the Great Hall, and that had an actual bar, so that's, you could buy drinks. So there weren't any drinks free. I'm sure if you asked for tap water they'd give it to you, but there was bottled water, Coke. I didn't see anyone buy alcohol, so I'm not sure if it was available. And you could also buy like cinema sweets, so you could buy popcorn, but it wasn't like Wizarding World branded popcorn, it was literally just popcorn. So that's just to give you an idea of the kind of things that you could get. I straight bypassed the free sweets, which put me very close to the front when we waited in the next room. And obviously, since I didn't go to the bar, I was like second row from the front, because we were kind of in sideways rows like that. And as a result, I got pretty much my pick of seats basically when we got in. So that's something to know. If being in a certain spot is very important to you, then I recommend skipping all of that and going in and getting your seat. Then at any point during the film or anything, you can go back to the bar. I don't know if you can go back for the free sweets, I'm not sure about that, but they did say at any point you could go back to the bar. So just something to note, I definitely recommend skipping, because I knew I wanted to kind of be at the side and I didn't want anyone behind me. That was just my preference. Obviously I didn't really mind, but so I thought, right, I'll try and get a spot at the back, but they kind of ushered you to the front. Did end up sitting in a Ravenclaw beanbag. But it was worth it to be near the front. So I was third row from the front, right at the very side. So there was actually there wasn't a wall next to me, there was a curtain, and there was actually the studio tour right there. So I was watching like the scene in the Gryffindor common room, and I could practically see the actual set it was filmed on. So that was pretty crazy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And then what was behind me was like a Christmas tree, and the Grey Lady, I think it was, her costume. So that was really cool. So yeah, we got in, got our seats, and we waited about 10 minutes. There was actually a really cute little advert that played before the film, and it was the entire Harry Potter franchise, and Lego was obviously advertising Lego you can buy, but that was really cool. And then of course we watched the film, and that was super magical. The only lights in the room were the fairy lights. Not the fairy lights, the Christmas tree lights, which was really magical. Everyone was really respectful. A couple of children got up to go to the bathroom at one point and things like that, but like it was really chill. The beanbags were super comfy. They weren't just like regular beanbags, they were the ones that had the kind of bit sticking up here, so you had like a headrest. So I was very comfy the whole time. Absolutely loved it. Always amazing to watch Philosopher's Stone. You know, I'll never complain about watching it. I just had the best time, and yeah, I feel very relaxed, very content. It was such an amazing experience, and I'm kind of going to try and sum up the pros and cons of my experience today. So if they do something similar, you can decide if it's something you want to do, because this was for the 20th anniversary, but I'm sure if it proves popular, they'll do more. So I'll start with the cons just to get them out of the way. One con was definitely the COVID of it all. You get a big email before you come about being safe and making sure, like, it's part of their requirements, you have to wear a mask unless exempt, and they were like, you know, we take COVID really seriously. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know how they've got away with what they do there in terms of COVID. I thought that last time I came, which was right when the restrictions lifted, you are cattled in places. And just to be clear, I don't have a problem with that normally at all, but because of COVID, I mean, I was literally elbow to elbow with people I didn't know. We were right next to each other. We were waiting sometimes in rooms for 30 minutes, no air conditioning, no windows, nothing, all together. Yes, we were wearing masks, but we were like people were like pressed like this against me. Didn't feel unsafe in a sort of, you know, number of people kind of way, but in a COVID way, it was a lot, and other people around me were remarking at certain points about the fact that they felt unsafe and the irony of the fact that they send you these big emails but about you having to do things to keep yourself safe, but they don't really seem to be doing anything. No distancing markers, nothing at all. The other negative was the time of day. So if you bought this ticket, you had to arrive between 2:30 and 4. You couldn't arrive earlier than 2:30, you couldn't arrive later than 4. I'm sure if you did arrive after 4 because of transport, they'd let you in, but 2:30 to 4. And bearing in mind, this is a Saturday, and I know for a fact that's their busiest time of day. I mean, mid-afternoon on a Saturday is going to be their busiest time. And let me tell you, it was heaving. Like, I had never seen it this busy. As I've mentioned before, I've pretty much always gone in the morning. I think the morning is just better in general because you've got no one in front of you. But the difference was night and day. Anytime I've been before, the general vibe from the guests is like, ooh, isn't this amazing? That was not the vibe this time. It was nothing but squawking children, parents making comments like, oh, well, you'll just have to wait. This is another hour queue. You know, people just getting really grouchy, being like, it's too busy in here, we're never going to get to see anything. And it was just a bit like, it wasn't quite the magical experience I was hoping for. Similarly, and by the way, this is in no way a criticism of the people that work there, they're always amazing. But anytime I've been in the morning, you get a very individual experience with the crew. I don't know what to call the workers, the employees. I wanted to say cast members, but that's Disney. They really like come up to you and ask if you've got any questions, or sometimes they'll just start explaining to you if you're the first group there. When you get to the gift shop, they basically want to be your personal shopper. They're more than happy to help. They'll talk to you at the till about how your day's going, what part of Harry Potter you like the most. None of that. The staff were swamped. Honestly, I actually felt uncomfortable at some points because of how bad I felt for them, especially in the sort of food and retail areas. It really was excessive. And the ones that were just sort of floating about, that were there to like answer questions and give you facts and stuff, were like hounded and were helping other areas like the photo areas and stuff like that because it was so busy. So it's a very, very different experience. Obviously I'm talking about the actual studio tour here, not the film aspect. So I would say if you're just coming for the studio tour, definitely strive to go for the morning. I don't think I would ever choose another time slot. When me and my mum, for example, have gone before, we don't go if we can't get the first, maybe second time slot of the day. And obviously I understand that comes from a place of privilege of not being too far away and being able to go more than once. So, you know, we know we're not really missing out. If it's the only time you can go and it's your only experience, obviously go. I would maybe go during the day on a weekday, a working weekday, but it was... For someone that I was already feeling a little bit anxious just because obviously I'm quite far from home. I'm doing this on my own for the first time and, you know, driving new places and things like that. It wasn't as relaxing as it could have been, is all I'll say. And I definitely didn't get the same feeling of magic and wonder in the atmosphere as I did any time I've been in the morning. And that has been on Saturdays and things. So those were the two negatives. They were the only two negatives. I want to reiterate, I had an amazing time, so now we're going to move on to the positive. The first positive is, of course, just the studio tour. It is amazing, even with all the people, with everything going on. It's 100% worth it. It's such a cool experience. Like I said, it's my second favourite place on earth, first favourite place in the UK, 1,000,000%. If I could just live in that studio tour, I would, honestly. If I lived anywhere near here, I'd 100% work there. I would apply for every job going. I just think it's amazing. Everyone involved, you can tell, including all the staff members, are huge Harry Potter fans, and I think that makes a huge difference. And you can tell they really want to like uphold the values and the whole vibe of the place, and you know, they really respect all the props and things like that, which is just amazing. Secondly, and probably the only thing you're interested in, is the actual film itself. It was 1,000,000,000% worth it. The experience was so unique. I'm going to be amongst a few hundred if people who can say that they've sat and watched a Harry Potter film in the Great Hall. I can't tell you how strange it is to be watching that scene where they walk up the Great Hall for the first time and you are sitting exactly where they stood and filmed the scenes, and you've got the costumes all around you that they were wearing in that scene. It's absurd. And like I said,
Gryffindor common room right there to me. Watching that scene was just unlike anything else I've ever done. If you're a Harry Potter fan, it's beyond worth it. Obviously, this was quite an expensive trip for me because of all the petrol, and I saved up some money so I could buy a bunch of things at the gift shop, all coming soon, and obviously the hotel and things like that. But if we're talking just the studio tour, the ticket was £100, 99, but £100, and that included entry to the studio tour, which is like £50 anyway. Obviously, getting to watch the film, a free snack. I think you could probably take as many as you want. It was one per person, not one per group, so you could totally flag it and say, oh, I'm getting one for someone else. Not that I recommend doing that, but I'm just saying I'm sure they'd be happy to give you more snacks if you wanted more and they had them. A free butterbeer, a free photo, which costs money, by the way, generally, and a free meal and a free drink. Let me tell you, this experience was worth way more than £100, 100%. It's 100% worth it. Like, I can't believe what good value it was. So I've given two negatives and two positives, and of course I always go on and on about the negatives more than the positives, but the positives completely outweigh the negatives 1,000,000%. I've had the most amazing time. I'm so sad it's over. I really hope you enjoy it. One thing I should have mentioned, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this. I might jot this in earlier on. You weren't allowed to film during the film, so that's why there's so little of the film. I'm sorry. I was really hoping I would get to show more because that's obviously what you're watching for, but they did say it was cinema conditions and there were obviously people watching, not that I would have filmed anyway, but so I did kind of get a little clip right at the end, just so you could see what like the vibe was like, but just a heads up, that's all I could film. So despite that, I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'm really excited to get home and edit it and watch it all over again. If you liked it, please subscribe. I do loads of stuff like this. Follow my Twitter and Instagram to get different like pictures and things of what I'm up to. I am hoping to post 2 videos coming up in the following weeks about the studio tour and my trip and everything that's in there, and then I'm going to do a haul after that, so there's still loads more videos coming up. I put out a new video every Sunday and sometimes Wednesdays, so please come along for the journey. Comment below your favorite Harry Potter prop, I would love to know, and until then I will see you next time. Bye.